Okay, here we go. We talk about ideation and coming up with new products and services. We're also talking about creativity this week. And I wanted to just give you a quick and dirty on lateral thinking. So I just have a few slides I want to talk to you about here. Okay, how many squares can you see in this figure? Now I'm aware there's a little item here. Disregard that. Doesn't change the answer anyway. So how many squares can you see in this figure below? And yes, I'm talking about the one you can see, this big one here. So how many did you see? Did you see 30, 16, and 9, 4, 1? Congratulations if you saw 30, but my thought is only a fraction of you saw more than, well, I guess most of you saw 16, most of you saw 17. You know, how many really saw 30? Here's another one here. Connect the 9 points below with 4 straight lines without lifting your paper or pen from the paper. Now, you can trace it on the screen with your finger, however you want to do it. This one has been out there for a while, so I wouldn't be surprised if most of you were successful in doing it. So I'll give you a second to think, but go ahead and try to do this. I should have some music playing. Do 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 do. Do 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 boom boom. For those of you who are from the United States, that's the music from Jeopardy, and I think they play the same music on Jeopardy here in Sweden. So, did you get it? Did you get it there? 4 lines to go through 9. But wait a minute. Is there another way that it could be done? Now, you assumed that the lines had to pass through the center of the dots, but that wasn't one of the stated assumptions. So if you just assume it has to touch the dots with straight lines, you can draw the lines so they just touch the dots, and you can solve this not in 4 strokes, but actually in 3. Or you had an assumption that the paper must be flat. If you roll the paper into a tube, it's possible to connect the dots with a spiral. Or your assumption is that you couldn't rip the paper. If you tear the paper into 9 pieces with each dot on it, you can connect all the dots by poking a hole through all the dots with your pencil. Or simply draw a line through them as well. So, develop your lateral thinking skills. Okay, lateral thinking is a special form of thinking that's outside of the box. As I've already said, what box? It's about changing your view, changing your perspectives, and giving up assumptions that you are currently holding. Assumptions that are never stated, but you assume they are there. Okay? As with anything else, you want to practice this and you can get better. For anybody who's a Star Trek fan, look up the Kobayashi Haru. Kobayashi Haru, Captain James T. Kirk. and we can talk about that in class. What box?